Hold up, they're back.
Yep.
There I go.
What's going on, everyone? This is EK1 Gaming here, and today's video is the most anticipated video probably I've released. It's the absolute shredder of an AR build video. Now, I know a lot of people that watched my live stream yesterday was literally shocked how hard this was hitting. You would have seen the clips just before this clip here, and you'd have seen me in the DZ and in conflict, and maybe a bit of PvE. However, you probably will be shocked as well how quick this actually kills people, players and NPCs, even on heroic. So I'm excited to give you this build and actually let people use it. This is not full maxed out, okay? So this is not like something where I'm going to expect you to have maxed out everything. And there are room for improvement, or there is room for improvement in this build. It's not fully how I want it. I'll tell you exactly how I'm going to want it and what I would actually change on the build right now. Before we get into the build, I just want to say a massive thank you to Matty, Ricardo, and the Dark Wraith, who are our 3 newest members of the channel. If you would like to become a member and get those great perks, just click that link in the description. It says become a member. If you press that, it will tell you exactly what you get. Some of the perks are emojis in the chat or in the comment section. You get a little logo next to your name to say that you are a member of the channel, and you generally get the feel and appreciation from myself for supporting the channel. So guys, if you want to do that, just click that link below. So now getting into the video, you are going to need a Savage Wolverine or any kind of AR really that you like. You don't have to use this one. I just prefer this one because of the talent on it. So basically this is hitting at 94k total damage, but don't let that fool you because that is going to go up ridiculously high. So basically it's got assault rifle damage maxed out, it's got very bad health damage, and then it's got maxed out crit damage. Of course, change the health damage to more offensive mod, or just max out the health damage. Whatever actually suits you on that one is up to you. So this talent is what I'm using the gun for. It's perfectly close and personal. So killing a target within 7 meters grants 38% weapon damage for 10 seconds. Now pretty much if you're in Dark Zone or you're in conflict, you're going to be within them 7 meters because you've got an AR and not a sniper rifle, so you're going to be fighting up close and personal. So if you add the 38% to the 94k, that puts you up to around 129.7k damage. Simply just for killing a target within 7 meters. But that's not all. It's going to stack further, but I'll go into that a little bit later. For secondary weapon, I'm using an MK16. You can use whatever you like. Honestly, the main bit is just that Savage Wolverine. And then secondary, you can pick whatever you use. It's not like I'm not telling you exactly what to use here. Find something that you're comfortable with and use it. Don't let this total damage fool you because the actual damage per second is around the same, which is the DPS, because of the rate of fire is so low. If you look, it's 165 less than the Savage Wolverine, which makes up for the DPS. On this, assault rifle damage, health damage, and headshot damage, because why not? On this one, I'm also using ignited, but I'd probably use something like measured or something like that to get a bit more rate of fire at the beginning of the mag to hit at 107, and then it will slow right down at the end and probably hit like 140, something like that. So it'll be quite high. For the mods on the weapons, they're both the same mods. I'm using the crit hit chance laser pointer. If you've got a higher one, then please do use that. I just don't have a higher one. Also, I'm using the RDS scope. Again, you can use anything you want. If it's got crit damage, crit chance on it, use it. If not, just do something like stability or accuracy. It's completely up to you. On the magazine size, I've got 10 extra rounds. Of course, there is a 20 extra rounds, which I don't have because if you don't know, I only recently moved to PC. I was on PlayStation which is actually where all of my good gear is, but I didn't buy Warlords of New York on the PlayStation 4 because I've now switched to PC gaming, if that makes sense. So yeah, if you've got better mods, then please use these better mods. So 20 rounds would be better than 10, of course. And basically going into the main build now. We are using 3-piece Negotiator's Dilemma. This is the gear set Negotiator's Dilemma. So for 2 pieces, you're going to get 15% crit hit chance. For 3 pieces, you are going to get 20% crit hit damage. So that's pretty good. The talents are quite good on this gear set to actually get more damage. Now, I don't use the 4th. This is like up for debate whether people want to use the 4th or not. It's totally up to you, but I personally don't. So critical hits mark enemies for 20 seconds up to 3 marks total. When you critically hit a marked enemy, all other marked enemies take 60% of the damage dealt. Whenever a marked enemy dies, you gain 2% crit hit damage, stacking up to 20 times or until combat ends. It could work well, but I prefer the 3-piece because I like the other talents from the other pieces. So now we're going to go into the chest piece. Now this chest piece is very important. Fenris group, because you get the 10% AR damage and we are using an AR. You're going to want weapon damage, crit damage. If you can crit chance, then crit damage again. You can stack crit damage twice on this, okay? You can also stack crit chance twice on certain items. So keep an eye out for those and make sure you're stacking into the damage mods. So in terms of talents, perfect Overwatch. So when you're in cover for 8 seconds, it increases you and your teammates' total weapon and skill damage by 12%. So basically, it's going to be so OP. I think that puts the damage up. With the 7 meters from the Savage Wolverine plus this, it actually goes up to around 184,000 damage, which is incredible. As long as you're in cover, you will get this, which PvE, you're going to be in cover quite a lot. In terms of mods, all of my mods are literally crit damage and crit chance. You can play, just make sure it's crit chance or crit damage, and that's pretty much all you need in terms of mods. The holster. Now you're going to look and think, wow, he's got a god roll holster. However, I'm disappointed with this holster because it's not the holster that I want to run. This is the one thing I would change massively in this build. I would take this holster off because I don't want 10% health. It's pointless for me to have 10% health because I don't hardly have any anyway. What's the point? And again, armor. I don't need the armor. Okay, it's good for a little security blanket, but really, you don't need it. What you would get instead is this here, which is the Grupo Sombra SA. So you would have then the 15% crit damage. So you'd get another 15% damage on top, okay? Then you'd go weapon damage, crit chance on this exact one. So they'd gain an extra 15% crit damage and more weapon damage. For the backpack, this is another very good backpack that I've got. This is the Seska Viroba SRO. And it's 10% crit chance, which is, of course, important for this build. You're going to go weapon damage, which is maxed out for me, crit damage, crit chance, and then if you can again, do either crit damage, crit chance again. If you can't, then simply go for headshot damage there. Armor on kill is good because you obviously get the armor from the talents that we're going to be using, but I mean, I'd rather go raw DPS and just go for more damage there instead. Now, the talent on this, Bloodsucker, killing an enemy refreshes a stack of 10% bonus armor for 10 seconds. Maximum stack is 10. So you're going to get an extra 10% bonus armor. This is going to work with another thing that we're going to be using, which I'll show you in just a second. Now, the gloves, Negotiator's Dilemma, weapon damage, and crit chance. They're both nearly maxed out. That's all you need to know about the gloves. Weapon damage, crit chance. Then you are going to go for the knee pads, which are a Negotiator's Dilemma, weapon damage, and this has got status effect, but I would have crit damage there, or crit chance or crit damage there instead. I just can't get it because I've already rolled. So yeah, crit damage, crit chance there, which would actually make the build even better. Now let's go into the stats. So the stats for the Savage Wolverine are simple: 93,984 weapon damage. That's 64,600 in PvP. 52.9 crit chance. Obviously, that could be higher if you rolled the crit chance on the pieces that is missing for me. You can only go up to 60% though, so please do not go over 60% crit chance because it's a waste of crit chance. It maxes out at 60. As you can see, my critical hit damage is actually 99.3% already. And I mentioned a few times, add crit damage to this, add crit damage to that. So you can actually probably get that up to around 140% without actually sacrificing any of the other damage. So if you roll the crit damage on the items that I mentioned, please, that's going to go to 140% at least. 55% headshot damage, again, that will probably go up to around 70 if you rolled headshot damage on any of the pieces. And the rest of the talents don't really matter that much, but offense, let's go 77.3% all weapon damage bonus, and then a 40% assault rifle. You shouldn't really have any of these because you're not using any of the other weapons. I see people that have got like another 30% on marksman rifle, but come on, I mean, that means you're just not using the right equipment or the right rolls. So, I mean, there's no point going into the other kind of stats on this because it's all pretty much irrelevant. Anything armor and health is irrelevant to this build. It is a DPS build. So what we are going to do is show you what it hits in the firing range. So this is going to be the Savage Wolverine body shots. So you're getting like 187, 196. So you can see that the body shots, the crits, 220 crit. There we go. We're hitting around 220 crits. So that's good for crits. You're getting a high crit rate. Let's skip this and see what the damage per second is. I'm going to do it out of cover so it doesn't proc. 2.787 million. And as you can see, it's just going to keep going up and up. So yeah, so this is actually hitting pretty hard. You can actually get higher crits. I believe it will crit damage stays the same when you're in cover, so it doesn't actually put your crits up. So when you've got the boost for cover, it puts your weapon damage up, but the crits don't seem to really move that much. So I don't know if that's meant to be like that or it's just down to pure crit damage. So now headshots, you can see we start hitting for around 280 for a headshot. So 280k for headshots. I believe I had that up to 300,000 earlier when I was in cover. So just get into cover and use the procs from that. So you can see it's hitting hard. It's not like it's not a build that doesn't hit hard. It really does. Even on elite or even in heroic missions, legendary, of course, they're really hard anyway. So they don't. It doesn't like shred through a legendary, but it hits really hard. It's a very good build if you're running a team as well, because you can get your heals and etc. and help the team with bonus armor. Now, specialization, I'm using the gunner. Now, this is not fully unlocked. You're probably going to be glad to see this. It's a pain to get these unlocked, right? But I am going to be bringing out a video in the next couple of days showing you a quick way to get all of the points to unlock these, which I'll be doing myself in the next couple of days. You only need to unlock 3 things on here. So I say 3 things, 3 full items. So there's 3 parts to this, but you want killing enemies grants 10% armor. So that's going to stack with the bonus armor you're getting from Bloodsucker. Then this one, armor kit repairs 100% armor and grants 30% bonus armor. So you're going to get bonus armor there, bonus armor for the kill, bonus armor for Bloodsucker kills. Then you're going to want to get this, which gives you an extra 15% assault rifle damage. All the rest, honestly, I couldn't care less because they're not going to affect the build in any way. Literally no way at all. So that's basically the build, guys, and I really hope that you enjoy this video. Please leave a like on the video. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. And I will see you all in the next video.